Hello and welcome to this mod review on these John Deere's and Renault tractors we've got here, and also on the Vogel Noot plough. So what we have here to start with, we'll go through the Renaults first. This is the Renault TX set, not the TZ because the tractors do not have cab suspension fitted. So we've got a full range of these here. I would say that the textures look a little bit off on the bodywork. We've got the 110/54 as the smallest, 120/54, 133/54, 145/54 turbo, probably the most popular one here, what Renault made, the 155/54 turbo, the 160/94 turbo, 175/74 turbo, and the big one, the 180/94 turbo. So the horsepowers are about 10 less than what they say on the side. So 180/94 is the flagship model when that was built. I can remember these tractors actively working as mainline tractors in my younger days. So before we actually try any out, show you what they look like in the shop. We come into the shop here, and the small tractors for some reason. So we've got the smallest one there, 110/54, so 100 horsepower and just over £51,000. All the wheel setups we've got are out there. So we've got Trelleborg standard, wide, narrow, rear twin narrow, and twin wheels. We also have the knock-in communal tyres, but no Michelin option on these. So we've got the 110/54 as I just said out there. So 120 is 110 horsepower, goes up just over £3,000. We've got the 133 is 123, so it's 10 horsepower less than we said. Don't know why we've got a DEF figure here for AdBlue, because these tractors never had it fitted in the first place. They're way before that was even thought of. The newest ones of these would be sort of mid-90s, and AdBlue wasn't even a thing back then. So with or without front loader attacher, but all come with front linkage. So nothing too unusual in there. So what I've done is I've got the 133/54 here on the loader. We put the various wheel options on them all so you can see them. And I've got implements on 3 of them that we can just try out. Now there is one criticism I'll have from the outside of these, besides the textures. The wheel rim's the wrong colour. Every one I've ever seen has been a bit of a whiter shade than that. They look a bit too silvery from a certain angle to me. Could be wrong, it could just be the lighting, but they do look silver instead of white. There is another thing I'll point out when we get to it. Let's just have this little 110/54 to start with. I've got the 3 Furrow Giants mod plough on here. I was on Mod Hub the other day. You can just see how it works. So it's a nice little tractor, but when you get into them for the first time, there's a slight issue with the way you spawn in the cab. I've made it so we're facing backwards instead of forwards when you get into them. So nothing, not exactly major criticism, just a little niggle. But detail-wise in the cab, texture-wise, they look okay. I would say the engine note's slightly off, but they have got the pedals all working in there. Brake pedals work, accelerator pedal works. The engines don't quite sound throaty enough for how these Renaults used to sound to me. I haven't even tried these. There are a few sound issues with them, I found. Because if I now go to drop this plough off, there's no attaching or detaching sound. Let's just see how well they actually engage with implements in the ground. The pitch is alright, that's not glitching out with implements on the ground or anything. That's the real reason I wanted to try this. Just floating up and down as it should do over uneven terrain as well, as if it had draft control fitted, which is good. No sort of obvious issues with it, contact with the ground. Tyre deflection all works on it, as you can see. Unfortunately, it does look like it has got cab suspension, but the TX series didn't have that. Well, a lot looks like it's got suspension. Could be an unfortunate characteristic. There's another unfortunate one. Front axle isn't actually attached. Minor detail. We can overlook that one. Just leave that one there. And put a bigger plough on the other one. I haven't tried lights or anything out on them. So the 155 has a full furrow plough on. So 145 horsepower here. This one I've already been in the cab of, hence why we spawned the right way round. Beacon all works. Lights will work on it. Left indicator, right indicator work. Reflections on the right side on the front. Back, so that's alright. I know there's a few mods in 17 I had that a little bit wrong, where the front left went and the back right and all sorts. I'll just try this one up here as well. So some of you may recognise this farm layout. It's the one I streamed on Fells from a while back. It's the one which I saved out, which had the most valuable money in. So this biggest criticism I've probably got on this tractor is the engine note. They should sound a lot more throaty than this. These engines. Sounds like they might have used the John Deere 6M engine sounds. Let's just put the back up. Ooh, look, can't you get away with the weeds on this bit? I think these weeds are set to haunt me on here. Struggle a little bit with that up there. All plays in the ground alright. Most mods, even if they are a little bit off, don't look far out for size. Brakes aren't the sharpest, unfortunately. Now look closer at this one. Does sit a bit taller than the other one, I think. It's got white on the back. Tyres are bowed outwards how they should be. And when you look at these two, if I just put this up on the screen, there's no major FPS disruption on them. Unfortunately. We are going to have a look at the big one now. The reason I say unfortunately, this one, don't know if it's the drill, which I'm going to guess, it's actually behaving itself this time, but earlier For some reason it dropped right down to 40 near that. This time it seems fine, which is good. Now let's try this big one out. Now we all know how hard this drill is to pull on the wrong horsepowers. So we've got 170 horsepower here. Something not quite right in the top corner. Top left hand corner, that's showing that the front tank is in the tractor cab. Not sure what's going on there. Let's try this one out for power then. The real reason I've got on is check the horsepowers are right. It should be okay with this. Yeah, so that's in the wrong place on the display up the corner. Let's get this all turned on. Right, I've just used the control I've got for lowering and raising everything. Let's try that again, so the front tank didn't go down. So that isn't registering the front tank as it's in the wrong place. So another minor little glitch there. Certainly not struggling with this. If there's any horsepower issues there with this, that certainly wouldn't like it too much. As we know from what the 8340 done and one of my other streams I've done, that really did struggle with this thing. Can't really see any problems with that at all there. It's all handling it alright. Weight comes off as it should do. Let's just put that front tank down and see what happens there. Just balances it out again. Not worried about matching things up, etc. Yes, that front axle's an annoying little niggle, but for the most part it's looking alright. Just over-drilled everything again, but as I say, this is just a test, it's not for real in here. Pipe certainly sits fairly high down the side of the tractor. It'll go out from behind, the tyres do look a bit flatter. As you see, not very good braking effort there, should we say. Tyre detail is great, no issues with that. Wheel detail is fine. Just the textures look off on the bodywork. This one, I would say there's a slight issue in that the row crop wheels are slightly taller than the ones on the inside. Other than that, again, it's nicely detailed. Dual wheels not an issue. You can see they're fine. Loader all works well on that one. So that's the Renault TX pack. So there's a few little issues with them, but nothing too major. That takes us to the one I'm sure most people would be interested in. Me, I'm more of a Renault person, but the John Deeres. We have the 77, 78 and 7920s here. So you see we've got the 7720 on Trelleborg wide tyres with wheel weights. Again, texture's a little bit off on them, but they look okay. I think it's the way to describe it. Got the 7820 on Michelin's. See, just a little bit flat in colour, I think. We've got the 7920 on Trelleborgs. So that's the in-game weight on the front of this, which isn't quite in the lift arms correctly on the front. Slightly too narrow for it, unfortunately. So let's have a look in the shop of these. So these ones are in medium tractors. They're there. Let's have a look in here. So we've got 7720 on Michelin standard tyres there. Just £1,000 extra. It's 86,000 of them on, or 8,000 with the wide tyres on. There's your Michelin option. Got Trelleborg standard wheel weights, Trelleborg wide with wheel weights, twin wheels, rear twin wheels. No narrow wheel option on these. Then we have 7.7, 7.8 for 90,000, and 7.920 for 95,500. So 234 horsepower, 214 and 197. All 53k, and this time they're showing correct, there's no AdBlue on them. So that's those ones. While we're in here, we've got the plough on as well. Now this plough has had a small tweak by myself to the XML because the prices were wrong. So 27,200 is the right price when you look through the XML files. For some reason in the other file it said 47,200, so I've just corrected that one. Other than that, this is as it comes. It's a convert of the Amazon plough from 17, but for those that aren't aware, Amazon bought Vogel Noot, so it is still a correct plough. It's not a bad convert of an Amazon to a Lemken or anything like that. So let's get to the 7820. They're all the same inside, so we'll stick to the one I put the plough on. So let's have a look in the cabs. So this time we do spawn in the right direction. So this one, seat texture looks okay. Detail in the cab is alright. It's a little bit off, I'd say, but passable. It's not as clear as some of the 19 ones are, put it that way. Let's see if the pedals all function in here. So we don't actually have function accelerator brake pedals in this one. Everything's at contact with the ground all right. It's not floating or anything. This one, yeah, I've got the right sounds on. Once we've got the plough on as well, we'll have a look at that. So the plough will fold in for roadwork. It doesn't fold up how the Amazon did in 17, unfortunately. It just swings over to one side, and it takes 4 meters width with it. So it's nice to see another plough back in the game, a brand which many of us will know. We've been involved in the industry. Let's try this one out. So no issues with power on this plough. It's wanting about 180 horsepower. Again, there's issues in the XML files with that. I said 220 in one and 180 in the other. So I did sort that one out as well. Other than that, it's exactly as it comes, nothing else has been modified. It's perfectly usable how it was just an annoying niggle for me to have in the game. All turns over as it should do, swings over first, clears the ground as it turns. 4 metres, it's a nice sized plough to be able to use again in game, compared to the big Lemken trail plough, or semi plough. Again, everything functions as it should on the lift arms, so no major issues with that bit. There you go, we've got people been asking for John Deere's, whilst they're not perfect. It's a good start for people who want them. Others have been asking for another plough. Have a nice detailed plough there. It's nice to see it's got the silver moldboards to start with, as opposed to the red painted ones. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the slatted option. There's a few sort of issues with the driver in there. So the driver does the right actions when you accelerate and stop, but the pedals don't actually function in the cab. Peak functions alright up there. We have our front lights there. It's got all work lights on there. They will function. Left indicator there. Fine. Showing sort of through the radiator there as well. All reflects on the back of the car as well. So not exactly too bad then. Nice addition to anyone who wants to keep John Deere on the farm. So in this yard I have actually got the other, one of the other John Deeres. So we got one of the new 7Rs, so we can just do a good comparison in cab on texture and detail. So it's not too far out to how the other one is over there. We'll just park up beside it as a comparison. Always goes to the front weights first now. Just park this one beside that 7930. A little bit of FPS issue there, but there's an awful lot of machinery in one place there, so it's bound to happen. Should have turned them weeds off when I first came on here. Let's just have a comparison of how the outsides look, texture wise. So I'd say textures on this look a lot sharper than that one. Certainly the decals do. Up close, they still stay clear, whereas this one's just a little bit hazy, but good enough. The decals on them stay almost crystal clear, to almost your nose is touching them. So there you have it, some Renaults, John Deere's, and a 6-Furrow plough, all for you to use in game if you so wish. There's nothing, it's not showing any glitches up in the save game, it's not showing any errors up in the logs, which is good. So hopefully you may find them useful. I will try to remember to pop a link in the description to them. But there you go. So that's where I'll leave this video for now. I hope it's been useful to you. Please remember to drop a like if it has, and I'll try and answer any comments you have as well if you leave them. So thanks for watching, Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.